Good morning. Let me look at this. We have to change this. I'll turn on my do not disturb. And we're going to the default workspace. Or if you're new here, this is TrendSpider. It is the charting platform I use. Now, I don't know why. I thought I uploaded a new... Good morning. I thought I uploaded a new picture onto... But maybe not. Maybe it didn't go. Oh, come on. Maybe it's not the batteries. Oh. Run on Goldman Sachs. This is Goldman Sachs. Would have liked it here. 351. It was green candle yesterday. Okay. We're gonna do some scans. I got a lot of stuff to go over. Jeez, I got a lot to go over, and it is freezing in my freaking room right now. And the garbage truck has not been by yet. Let me see how it... Oh. Remind me later. I keep forgetting to install the update for Baidu is crazy. I don't know what happened. Hold on, I gotta look this up. We're gonna go to Baidu. Let's see the news. Chatbot frenzy drives Baidu stock crazy to extreme levels. Oh, they're launching a chatbot. They probably just used the term artificial intelligence, and Baidu stock surges on plan for ChatGPT style bot. I mean, all they have to do, honestly, any company that mentions artificial intelligence or ChatGPT is doubling. I mean, it's as simple as that. Amazon wants to go from 100 to 200. Just say you're implementing artificial intelligence into the buying process, or artificial intelligence into the supply chain. They already have it. But it's nuts. It's crazy. And it makes no sense whatsoever. But, yeah. I have it in my notes. Baidu going way up, just based on Chat GPT style bot. The other one that's going nuts, Justin, is OSH. Because CVS is buying them. I'm looking at the core portfolio. Cleveland Cliffs is up by 0.5%. It's almost hitting 20. At under 20 again on that one. Microsoft is at 260. Crazy. The Microsoft chart is really good. I mean, this one got all the way up to 264. But it's an ugly, ugly chart. But just imagine if you got into this one at the low after earnings at $230. You're at 260. Within what? 5 days? Let's see. This was January 25th. 12 days. Nvidia's up another 1%. This one's just not quitting. I mean, there's no rollover in this. That 9-day is providing all the support that it's got. Let's look at the 65-minute on Nvidia. So this feels like 2019 to me. The beginning of 2019, I should say. So if you remember, if you guys were around in trading, you may be boomers like me, but essentially what happened was in 2018, I think it was Janet Yellen at the time was the Jerome Powell. Error testing with backset parameters. You gotta be kidding. Okay, there we go. Janet Yellen tried to raise rates, and the market just tanked in November and December 2018. I was in India and I couldn't trade because I was working and traveling, and it was just crazy. But God, look at this. Ugh. But yeah, so this feels like in January 2019, February 2019, they backed off the rising of rates and they lowered them. And essentially you just had, it was whatever you bought. So this is what's interesting is if you bought here at 144, you're up 34% to asset performance. What does that mean? It's about tying it, but it's gotten you in and out too quickly to actually track. Tesla's up. 200. It is clear as day on Tesla. I don't think that's a bad buy. Honestly, I can buy into my ARCs again. But it's clear as day this 200 is $200. Not only the 200 day, but the $200 price point is providing a resistance level from February 2nd. And today's the 7th, so let me start my GarageBand podcast. There we go. Let me see something. YouTube. Let me see if the right picture showed up. Yeah, that's the right. Okay, I did upload a different picture. That is the right one. Boom, boom. I did a new picture. Live recording 2/7. Yeah, that's good. Let me see who else is live. Who else goes live at this time? Let's see. These guys are always live. Bloomberg's live. AMC and APE. SEV is getting spicy. What is SEV? Let me go into. SEV is. I don't know what it is. Sono Group. It's not getting spicy. It's a penny stock. Raccoon Saloon is live. Live Cop, Woman's Drunk, Low Pink, Paisley, and Valentine's Day Dunks. He's selling sneakers. Wow. I guess they're selling sneakers. Maui is live. Market Bounce, Beginner Trader. Wow, he's got 653 people watching. Altcoins, do not buy into crypto. Price Action Chronicles, 11,000 people are watching the Inner Circle Trader. Wow. Verified Investor with Master Trader. Yeah, and I got 4 people watching. Yeah, I provide better info probably, but they got 11,000 people. Okay, we're going to get off this. We're going to go back here. I was just looking at some. Let's start our scans because I have got to get out of here today. Scan. And I did it very quickly yesterday, but today might be a long one. Why is the compressor all the way down? Son of a bitch. It reset. I hate when it does this. We're going to move this down to 0. I'm going to move compressor threshold, ratio. I don't even know what all this means, but we're going to make it sound a little bit better. A little bit better. There we go. Okay. The compressor threshold, when we move it, I move it up. It sounds a little bit better when I move it up, but you have to basically increase the gain, I think. So the compressor threshold, as we move it down, we have to move up the gain. I think that sounds good. Yeah, I think that's okay. We're going to move this. Yeah, we got to move that down a little bit. We're going to move this down. We're going to move this up. There we go. Okay. Sounds a little bit better. Probably overmodulated, but oh well. And I don't think you can hear this because it's just GarageBand. Nothing in the core portfolio crossed up. Interesting. Let me check my brokerage holdings. Let me check energy names, which I need to add. LAC. This is Lithium Americas. It's popping in pre-market from what I saw. I have to look again. But I am going to add this to energy names. Energy names. There we go. We're going to add that there. And let's see here. I'll show you. Let's go to Active Trader Pro. LAC is popping. So he spoke. Essentially, what happened. Powell is. Yeah, this one is at 26. Fed people speak in public. That's what they do. I mean, that's they have blackout periods where they can't speak. But overall, they do tend to speak pretty often, to be honest with you. And so what happens is Powell's going to speak. It's just a public speech. What he's not speaking on the Fed governor's meeting, and when it's not an announcement speech, it's just, hey. I'm going to go to this college and speak or wherever. Yeah. But they're not in blackout period. In fact, if you read CNBC, that one of the headlines is Kashikari, who's, I think, the Minnesota governor, came out and said, yeah, we got to beat this shit down. He is been big. He was, SARK got a cross up. This is the short arc. We got a cross up here. Interesting. At a very low rate. Let me bring up my notes. SARK, SPXU, and SDS. They all got cross ups. But they don't have confirmation, so. So, yeah, his speech is just a speech. I think there's a lot of Fed governors who are actually speaking around this week. I think there's Powell speaking today, there's somebody speaking tomorrow, there's somebody speaking on Thursday, and there's somebody speaking on Friday. And they can all say stuff that moves markets. 100% of them can say stuff that moves markets. So let me look. Why don't these ever cross up? Let's see. Oh, because they're in bullish trends. That's why. Do XLP. This one just. There's long cross downs on this. This is healthcare. Healthcare has just been a bull. I'm saying a bear of a market, not a bull. Industrials. This is materials. Materials has done well. Real estate has been flying. In fact, I think I got a DRN cross up yesterday that I didn't post just because they're going back and forth on the 4-hour one. There's no use in doing DRV and DRN. It's kind of like Boyle and KOLD is. Boyle and KOLD, they've just run so much. You can try and time it, but you're not doing yourself any favor by trying to time it. I think you're just gambling at that point. And it's kind of like you might as well pick a YouTube live chat and say, you know what? Let me bet on what this guy's doing. Let's see if any of the ARK funds have cross-ups. But yeah. Oh, they got the Activision Blizzard CEO being interviewed on TV right now. I don't think this is the guy who was in charge of sexually assaulting and the culture that was bad there. But it was a bad culture from what I understand. I had some acquaintances. Let's look at BBBY. I was over here. Bed Bath & Beyond. There was, I think it was Cooper or somebody or Brandon had options on Bed Bath & Beyond that went up 500% during this from like 2 o'clock. I think he bought it at like 2 o'clock or something. And the options went up 500%. And I wrote back in the private Facebook group. I wrote back, I said, you got to, by the way, hit the thumbs up button. I said, you better sell these things because something's going to happen. It's just too high. And all of a sudden, Bed Bath & Beyond comes out and says, you know what? We're going to raise $1 billion based on our current share price. And boom. Ugh. Let me look at this real quick. Not owned. I'm going to go back to our Safari view. This is TrendSpider. Hit the thumbs up button, by the way. If you would. I'm going to look at ARKF. God. You bought into some strength there. Not horrible, but you definitely bought into some strength. And you got strength on this one. ARKK. ARKW's down 1.2% in the pre-market. Activision Blizzard's up 3%. Not hard to go up 3% when you've had this huge drop, but there's an assumption that this deal won't get done. Here's Baidu. Baidu is going to open up at 159, which puts it way up here, which puts another gap for it to fill on the way down. Hit the thumbs up button. I forgot to hit the thumbs up button, so I'm going to hit it right now. We'll go back to live chat so I can see. And if you guys aren't subscribed, subscribe. I'll be going over my podcast here in a second where I'll kind of go over everything that I see in the market as an opportunity to play. This is TrendSpider, and so TrendSpider is a charting. Wow, there was nothing in ARK. All the ARK holdings that crossed up yesterday. This is TrendSpider, and it is my charting program that I use. And I do morning scans to see which ones, any stocks that cross up on my algorithm, my personal algorithm. I've got a short day trading algorithm. Kraft Heinz crossed up. Wow. That is outlined on, if you go to my channel, there's a 60-minute interview with David Yoakum from TrendSpider, and he goes over a algorithm. If you have TrendSpider, you can set it up. If you want access to my algorithm, sign up for TrendSpider. The link is in the description. The code DSP25 gets you 25% off yearly subscription. And I'll give you access to my algorithm. I'll share my watch list with you and my scanning tool. But not many scans. So let's go back to the strategy tester. And this is my algorithm based on a 4-hour chart. It's based on 4-hour candles. And the reason is I want to have a life. I don't want to sit and watch 1 minute candles and stuff like that. Exxon got you out with that 1% gain. Let's move up. Here's Apple. Apple had a good little pullback. It's got that button hook. Still doesn't have you out. In at 127, up here at 151. Amazon, I think it got you out of Amazon if I'm not mistaken. Nope, you're still in Amazon from this $83 level. Got some gaps up here. I'm looking for it under 100. Boeing with an ascending triangle has you out, but with a 58% gain back from October. 129 was the buy-in on the algorithm. Got you out with a 58% gain. You got this ascending triangle, the wedge, which it's kind of broken down to the bottom on. So Bank of America, I still think it's $40 stock. This one is crazy good. Crazy good. Cleveland Cliffs, I'm looking for it under 100. This is my the daily stock picks core portfolio, which I update live. So if you're subscribed to it, you can actually see live what I recommend you invest in. There's about 35 stocks. I don't tend to tell you to get over 35. Once you get over like even 20, it's just not, you ain't gonna beat the S&P. You're just not. I mean, you know, if you do, kudos to you. Try it for 20 years. Again, if you beat it 10 out of the 20 years, you're in legendary status. You know, you're just not going to. That's why a good portion of your portfolio should be in VOO, which is the Vanguard S&P tracking index, and it's low cost. And here, you got in at 352. You're at 370, 376. This is. I don't suggest people trade this one. I do suggest that people own this one and trading it. There's no way. Here's even my algorithm which outperforms significantly on single stocks. Over 1,000 candles, you lose 5%, and that's 500 trading days, so it's about 2 years. Just buying and holding makes you 4%. Now, if you go deep, 7,000 candles on this one. Let's see how my algorithm performs. My algorithm makes you 99%. Just buying and holding the asset makes you 267%. So mind you, we've been in a super bull market for 20 years. So, you know, it is what it is. Here, let's do this. We'll go to cnbc.com. We will look at personal choice. Honestly, it's just personal choice. I can't tell you that one's going to perform better than the other. We'll look at VTI and VOO. We'll compare them both. VTI, by the way, is the total market, and we'll do VOO. Now, 1 year, it's about the same. You're looking at about the same. We'll look at this. It's about the same. I mean, you know, VOO gets you slightly higher overall, and this goes back to 2002. So, but you can see it pretty much. I mean, it's whichever one you want. You could even have 50-50. I mean, put it that way. If you don't want to pick. Say you have $200 to invest. Buy VOO with 100 and VTI with 100. They're not going to perform significantly different, but that would be kind of the way I would do it. It's just, you know, look at the core, look at what each one holds, and see where you feel better with the top 5. That's kind of where I would go. Let me see, price volume relationship. This is what I want to look at. Moomoo.com. There's a chart that, let me see. Charlie shared. This is it. Visit. I'm going to talk about this chart, and I want this chart. I'm going to tweet out this chart. Let's see. I'll put this on my desktop if it ever comes up. Come on. We'll go to Twitter. Morning. Larry? Save? Cancel. Tweet. Who the fuck is Johnny Love? And why do I have that coming up? Elon, what the hell is up with this? Upload about this during the YouTube live this morning. Join me. And let's go to YouTube. And we'll go to your channel. I have some alerts, it looks like, about, and I think, isn't my damn thing here? No, I guess not. I thought it's, yeah, it is. There we go. We're going to close that down. We're going to hit boom, boom, and boom. Hopefully that comes up. Oh, well. We'll see what comes up. Yeah. What do I have? QMP. Yeah, Jim Cramer recommends. I will put this in here so you guys on YouTube Live can read this. It's a good look at how price drives volume, how volume drives price, how price reacts to volume, and how you can determine trend. It's a good one. So, and you know what? I'll put this in the Facebook group. And by the way, if you're new, subscribe. If you are not new, and just want to hit the thumbs up button, that would be appreciated. Let me click on this link again because this is what I want to go to site. I hope this doesn't disconnect me. Let's see. Bum, bum, bum. We're going to put this for the traders. Here's an article and a topic I'll be discussing this morning. And for all you traders, by the way, I'll be discussing wash sales. Volume, how each Okay. I'm going to post that. And I know we talk about Tom's stuff on here. Yeah, be careful with Tom's stuff sometimes. Tom's a great... Hindsight is always 20/20, and he kind of says, I told you to buy this, and blah, blah, blah. Well, I can make any decision look good on buying, but other than a complete disaster. But sometimes he just doesn't. Trailing stop loss depends on your brokerage firm. And I would say, Justin, just go to YouTube. I mean, you're on YouTube, so just look it up there. There are a ton. Like I have Fidelity, and you can put in a trailing stop loss. Just go to, if I, here, YouTube. How to do a trailing stop loss in Fidelity. Boom. Fidelity, how to play stop orders. Each stop order explained. My name is Gary, Justin, not Google. The other G is significantly better. Yeah. On Ally. Well, you're going to have to call Ally, it looks like. Any brokerage firm worth their while is going to, let's just Google it. Because maybe they have a text article. Yeah, managing trading losses and market drops, Ally Bank, Ally Invest Help Center. Yeah. You can find that. What it is and stuff like that, yeah. Google's definitely going to do a significantly better job of explaining that to you than I will. 100%, Justin. That is stuff that I am not good at. I'm good on the way up. I'm not good on the way down. Boom. Inappropriate comment number 1. Yeah, TD Ameritrade's. TD Ameritrade's going to be all over YouTube because that's what a lot of folks use. So this is one. This is what's funny. I have it in my notes. Seco Holdings. Yesterday, just for shits and giggles, by the way, I looked this one up. All they did was mention a chat bot for ChatGPT. And you go from $1.73 to $3.77. Let's look at Seco. On Active Trader Pro. It's recovering. So they mentioned it in pre-market yesterday. You can see how it just flew up. It's coming back down. I mean, play the puts if you want. Here's an Active Trader Pro article. Top 5 consumer stocks that may dip. Seco Express. Shares of Seco gained 121% on Monday and lost 10% in after hours. Express, the company said it sees earnings per share down. Express price action. Portillo's. This is a pizza. And PTLO. And Tesla, they announced shares of Tesla gained 2.5, closed and added Lucid Group. Lucid is rumored to be going private, by the way, with from the Saudis. And that's why you saw a huge spike from like $5. Oh, man, I got snoring dogs. You know, if you want to know my thoughts on AI, it's Google. I mean, so put it to you this way. Do you think, now ChatGPT has the lead because it's obviously in the public, but that's a private company. You can't invest in it. There's nothing that you can do to invest in that. You can invest in some of the hardware like NVIDIA. And if you don't think that in this move on NVIDIA is all AI related, you don't know what these chips do, and you shouldn't be investing in AI. But NVIDIA, 100%. This is that move in AI is 100% because their chips are the best at AI. That's what this move's about. Now, if you want to know about some of the other AI stuff, just look at, God, man, backtesting's having a problem. If you want to know, this is crazy. My algorithm over 1,000 candles, 2 years, makes you 120% in NVIDIA. Just buying and holding the stock makes you 45%. Your average win is 21%. So that 147, we all should have been buying at that 147. Yeah, but no. So NVIDIA is one to play. If you want to know who I think will win AI, I think Google, with their folks pouring money. I mean, it's all hands on deck at an all-employee meeting yesterday or the day before that their CEO said, we are all in on AI and you will all be working on AI because we have the tools to lead this. And they believe it. Microsoft has already announced they're in AI. So you can see that move right there. Specifically after earnings, they said, down here at 230, they said, hey, we're going all in on AI. You're 260. And then Meta. And I think Meta has one of the best opportunities. You've got this huge gap between 152 and 178. It's kind of similar to this gap up here between 250 and 325. So you've got gaps covered on both sides. I like Meta closer to 160 if we do wind up pulling back at some point. I like it there. But who's winning in AI? That's like saying, hey, in 2018, I was 100% sure that Tesla was going to be a great company going forward, and we should have invested in Tesla. Pull this back, and you go back to, and now we have quarterly and yearly, by the way. You go back to monthly on this one, and you go back here, 2018, when you were at $18 a share. When I bought my car and I spent $60,000 on my car, I should have put $60,000 into freaking Tesla. Would have been 100 times what it is. That $60,000 would today be worth $600,000. So it's kind of like that. But look at how far you went down. I mean, you went all the way down to about $14 and so. And these are monthly candles. So, you do have this big swing down, and you still don't have confirmation on the 9-day on the monthly. But yeah, so it's kind of, asking that question is kind of like, everybody's going to give you a different answer. And there's just no right answer. Hindsight is always 20/20. So, and by the way, let's look at this. This is the seasonality of Tesla. by month, and we can go back to, let's go back to 2010. You don't win in the month of February. You win a lot of the time in January. June. Mark this down. April and June are big months for Tesla if you're going to put your money into it. And that's based on 13 years. So UNH is down. Okay, let's go over this. I'm going to start the podcast. Hit the thumbs up button. Okay. Good morning. It is Tuesday, February 7th, and we're talking artificial intelligence. Ignore this. God, I got to log in. Hold on, I'm going to redo this. We're going to move back. I'm going to redo this. I'm going to restart. We're going to move that back. We're going to log out and log back in. Because I do think maybe I should just restart this. You know what? I'm going to restart Safari. Let's quit Safari and then start it back up. And then I think I've got to bring it back up. We will go TrendSpider. We'll do a new tab. And we'll do FinViz. We'll do a new tab. And then we'll do pre-market movers. Okay, default workspace. And we've got TrendSpider up here and running. And let's see, our 4-hour algorithm, run. There we go. Okay, it seems to be running better. Now we'll move this. Good morning, try number 2. I just started the podcast and I had to restart Safari. I am long Apple. We'll look at that Apple chart. They're getting a button hook. But I am still long Apple. They have a gap down here between 146 and 147, which I completely expect to get filled on the way back down to the 200-day at about 142. Your ex-dividend date is coming up on February 10th, and this is all just because the Safari crashed. The real news of the day is AI. And you've got several of these to choose from. I will go over 5 different symbols right now, and we'll look at all 5. All 5 have gone crazy, parabolic, and then we'll kind of look at, do they have more to run? AI is the leader right now. They've run up. January 3rd, our algorithm had a buy-in here at $11.43. You're at $27 right now, $27.57. If we go into Active Trader Pro and we look at it a little bit for today, I think it ran all the way up. Yeah, it ran all the way up to 30. It hit 30 yesterday. It's opening at 26.89. The second you see these things in the news, it's probably too late. It's hype rallies, and you see these all the time. I was saying on YouTube Live, this reminds me of 2019 when in 2018, in November and December, if you want to look at monthly candles of your favorite stock, go back to 2018, November and December. Janet Yellen tried to raise rates, and essentially it didn't go well. It didn't go well at all. It might have been Jerome Powell, I'm not sure, but they had to backtrack. And when they backtracked, January and February of 2019 it was off to the races. And anything that mentioned EVs just skyrocketed. And so your AI is right now the EVs of 2019. So AI is one. Another one, BBAI. Let me type in. This one, by the way, C3 AI, which is the symbol AI, they have like the U.S. Army. They have a bunch of clients. But do your due diligence on this stuff. BBAI, they closed at $6.11. They're opening up at $6. Yesterday's range, it went all the way up to $6.77. The 52-week high was April 6th of last year at $16. So do I think that these have room to run? Probably, but just be aware, this is all hype. The next one is SOUN, SOUN is the actual symbol. SoundHound AI. And this one went all the way up to 448 yesterday. It's opening up at 460. So it's opening up. It closed at $4.03. The next one is MLGO. Michael, Larry, Gary, Oliver. I think that's what it is. So this one is $2.13. Micro Algo, I think is what it's called. But yeah, and there's another one, VERI, very extreme relative importance. It's opening up. It closed at $9.89. It's opening up at about $10, traded all the way to $10.99. These are companies that are not making money. None of them, even the leader, AI, is not making money. So you have to be careful. Go into FinViz and type in all of these symbols and do your due diligence. Understand they are super, super expensive. AI premiered, I think, in January. I think it was IPO'd in January of last year. It's got its earnings coming up on February 16th. Price to sales is not. It's super. They only have 700 employees. Performance year to date, they're up 146%. It is super volatile. BBAI, you can look at this one. It's got only 4.2 million shares floated. So it doesn't even have that many shares floated. It's not making money. It's up 806% year to date. Do I think it's got more room to run? Probably. But again, do your due diligence on this stuff. Understand that these are stocks that aren't making money and it's just on an AI hype. Complete hype. The fact that these guys sold 4,000 shares just to get 4,000, and this is the chief corporate development officer, sold like $20,000 worth back in December at less than $1. They thought it was worth selling at less than $1. It's trading at $6 today. So be very, very careful of that. If you want names that are in AI that will probably do well and have already done well just based on AI, Google. All hands meeting. Their CEO announced it is all hands on AI. We will go full in on AI. Everybody in the company is focused on AI. You look at NVIDIA. NVIDIA, their chips are leading AI. It's crazy what AI, just the word AI will do for your stock. I've got one listed in here where they mentioned AI. Let me see what it was. S something. I'll find it as I go down my notes. Seiko, SECO. If you want to look at something, they just announced that they just mentioned ChatGPT yesterday. And if we look on the Active Trader Pro, on TrendSpider, you can see an enormous gap here between 176 and $3.31. They just mentioned ChatGPT yesterday, and that's the gap that it's created. All they did was mention. And for today's mention of ChatGPT goes to Baidu. And if we go over here, Baidu is way up. If we go to Active Trader Pro and I look at Baidu, BIDU is the symbol. They just announced a chatbot based on ChatGPT. And essentially that announcement moved them from 142 to 170, 164. 164. Well, we'll say 165. Yeah. So all you have to do in this environment, and it's 2019 all over. Everybody was just mentioning EV. Ford mentioned EV. GM mentioned EV. Everybody mentioned EV. This was when you had NIO. This was when you had any of those Chinese car companies. All they did was mention it, and it rallied. Just be aware. This is like the .com from 2000s. This is like the EV play. So that's all that it is. If you want something that is a little bit exciting on a pullback, I think it's Coinbase. This one has quietly gained 100% from where our algo got you in. Our algo got you in on December 23rd at $35. It went all the way down to, looks like about $31. It was the low. And you're at $75 right now. You've got some gaps down here between 65 and 67. I think it pulls back to the 200-day. You do have some volume support here at about 58. So I don't see a huge volume being built up here in the 70s. I think you do pull back to the 200-day at about 55. Be patient on this one, but it's one that I kind of have my eye on. This one, and you guys know I've traded MARA before, M-A-R-A. I don't know why I'm pulling up that one. And in our algorithm, MARA, you're out with a 77% gain. This one got you in about the same time, December 21st. I'm sorry about my throat. Let me take a drink of water. But it got you in December 21st at $3.90. You went all the way down to $3.13. It just got you out with a 77% gain. But like I said, this one in particular, when you get above that 200-day, and it got there at about 930, 936 or so. So you could have gotten out significantly higher than where it got you out of. Their earnings are coming up February 28th. You got the MACD crossing down. Be patient on this one. We'll have another chance probably in the, I'd say, $4 to $5 range would be where I would buy this one again and just wait for it to come up. Peloton is one that has, we shouldn't forget about this one. This is one we are in at $8.72 at the beginning of the year. You doubled this one all the way up to almost $17. I have to clear my throat. Your boy had chocolate chips for breakfast again. Sorry, I'm clearing my throat. I was just telling the YouTube audience I had chocolate chips for breakfast again. Peloton is one to keep an eye on. There is a gap here between 13 and 1351. I would think that's kind of where volume support is as well. If we cross down below 11, your next volume support is really $9, and it'd have to cross under the 200-day. But I don't think that that's an unspoken of realistic. I think it's a possibility. So keep your eye on this one. I know it's been kind of in my thing too. Quietly, Lyft, LYFT, is up 60% year to date. This one we got in December 29th at the end of the year at $10.71. It's at $17.34. You have earnings coming up on February 9th. This one and Uber have both been on a tear. And I continue to think that Uber is a $40 stock. It's now at $33. You've got gaps down below here at $31. I wish I would have bought when the algorithm said at December 29th at $24 because it's at $33 now, but I still think it's a $40 stock. Their earnings are coming up February 7th, today, after the bell. Or I'm sorry, pre-market. So they're probably out. Let's see where Uber's trading in the pre-market. This one, let's see where they came up. Uber's trading at 34. So it went up slightly. Let's see what they say in Active Trader Pro about Uber. It doesn't say anything specific. So I'll look at it. But Uber, I like the stock. I mean, again, I like it down in the 20s. But I do think at some point in time this year, this one hits 40. AI surges on their plans to release tools that use ChatGPT. Again, AI, the symbol AI is they announced yesterday that and this was what drove them yesterday, that they're developing an AI tool that uses ChatGPT. The CEO was on CNBC yesterday. I urge you to watch that. He says several things that basically just told me it might be hype. They have a huge list of customers. Make no mistake, they have a huge list of customers. They will not be profitable for quite a while, and he makes that clear. He used every hype term that you could have: supply chain, Chat GPT, artificial intelligence. He used every hype word that you could have. He likened his stuff to a Google search engine, which to me is looking at yesterday. If you know anything about Chat GPT, my crazy thought on this is it is not Google. Chat GPT is a conversation. You don't put something in Google as a conversation. You search things in Google, but you don't ask it several follow-up questions to get better results. It's just not built that way. And so when the CEO of AI says, yeah, we're building something like the Google search box, he's building something for yesterday, not tomorrow. So it's supposed to be released in March. Just be very, very careful. Again, if you want AI plays, I think Meta, I think Microsoft, I think Google, I think Amazon. I mean, Amazon has a bunch. If you don't think those damn Alexa speakers are listening to you at every point in time during the day and pouring that into some type of conversational database, good God, come on. And the big one is the chip maker, NVIDIA. I think NVIDIA has a great opportunity. Their chips are by far the best for AI. Again, I wasn't super impressed with AI. Does that mean that their stock doesn't go to 50? Probably. Who knows? But let's talk about Bed Bath & Beyond. I think it was Brandon had, not the Brandon on YouTube right now, but the other Brandon, Brittany bitch. I think he had options in this, and he was up 500%. And then what does Bed Bath & Beyond do? What every great executive should do during times like this, they announce that they are diluting the shares, that they are going to raise $1 billion in a secondary, distribution. So what does the stock do? It immediately tanks. Let's go over to Active Trader Pro, and we can take a look at it on a little bit tighter basis. Bed Bath & Beyond is BBBY. They announced, and they are down. They closed at $5.86. They are down at $3.16 because there is bankruptcy not in the near future. So what did the shorts do? The shorts probably started closing their position. And what did the people holding the shares do? Oh shit, it's at $4 and $5. This is going back down to $1. Somebody's willing to pay me for this. Yeah, I'm getting out. And so you just have this market dynamic which drove this all the way up. If you guys weren't watching this, I mean, I got an alert from TrendSpider because I have these alerts set up. And again, TrendSpider will text you on all of this stuff. That's what's great about it, is I don't have to sit there and watch my screen. But I got an alert. Bed Bath & Beyond was going up. I looked at my phone. I was like, holy crap. I wasn't in a place to trade. I don't have FOMO. I could have gotten in at $3.50. I couldn't read a chart effectively. I got notice that it was going up. You see this squeeze just immediately go up. And by the way, these are 5-minute candles. So you got plenty of time to get in on these when there's confirmation. Could have doubled my money. No FOMO. Got back home. Realized exactly what was happening. After hours, they announced the dilution. Boom. Back down to 3. So this is what I'm talking about. Be very, very careful about these rug pulls. VS has a big move. I think it was moving big. Let's see. VS closed at, it's pulling it up right now. I didn't type it in. VS closed at 96 cents. They're up at $1.09. So it's moving up. It went in pre-market all the way up to $1.45, and it's sliding then. This is another short squeeze move that Sherry, I believe, had told us about. One that I announced yesterday, Simon Property Group. They announced things that are in line. They didn't blow things away, but the stock isn't super down. It's at 128.64 where it closed. So you're not seeing a huge, they made $3.40. The last time they made $2.93. They did announce that there were some slowdown. They expect a slowdown, so their guidance wasn't as strong. So do I think this is going to 130? Probably not. I think you're pulling back down here to the 118, 116 level, and you'll have another opportunity to buy. But this is in our core portfolio because they have a huge dividend, and it's just a super well-run business. So as you start coming down, if we look at this on a quarter, let's look at this on a monthly basis. Because we'll go all the way back. This is April 2020. This is COVID right here. And so you can see pre-COVID, this was a $160 stock. So in a healthy economy, I have no doubt in my mind this is getting back to 160. The problem is you just are getting on a monthly just above that 200 day. On a daily, you're well above the 200 day. And you had that golden cross back here on December 16th. No reason to rush into this. You'll have a chance to buy it again. Pinterest got killed. And if you look, I had said when it pulled back in the after hours to about 23. Let me go over here to see on Active Trader Pro. We'll move you over to Active Trader Pro so you can see Pinterest. When their earnings came out and they traded down here to about 24. I think they got down to a low of 23.29. And I texted out, any reaction in this market is an overreaction. I tweeted that out right away. Did I buy? Hell no, I didn't buy. I wasn't in a place to buy. I was tweeting from outside while doing lawn work. So, or on my 10-mile journey of the day. I don't know which. But, listen, if you bought at 24, you're opening up at 27. That's a 10% gain. Any reaction in this market is an overreaction. It immediately came back. So I'll take a win on that one as one. I would not buy into this. Carter Worth last night said, hey, it's a $30 stock. He believes in the chart. He thinks it's got some kind of pattern here in the we'll look at the daily. It was some type of pattern that he said that where it's setting up here and it's probably going back to 30. Now there is a gap up here between 51 and 56. That would be a big move. But with an activist investor, probably not crazy to think that at some point in time it gets back there. And this is the daily, and you can see earnings per share 11 cents, earnings per share 29 cents. They did announce some forward guidance that was weak, but it wasn't, they didn't feel like it was going to affect the stock significantly. And that's why you're seeing this slow climb up. You still got confirmation. I think you could get this probably closer to 25. I do think at some point in time in the next 2 to 3 years, I think you see this at 50. Pinterest is just a well-run social media company. And I like it. Carter Worth says it's bottoming and buy it right now. I think you can buy it closer to 20, 22 probably. I think you see these dips right here and you'll see another one. Final trades last night. Google was one. There was one, and I think it was Dan Nathan said last night, and I wanted to bring this up. GE, which has just been a monster of late for a company that is this large, that is spun off their healthcare division. December 21st, we had a buy-in here at 64.62, and you're at 81 right now. I do think that this one comes back down. You can see right here, September, you're at 50. You're up at 81 right now. It's run too far too fast. So that's essentially what he wanted to say. I thought it was interesting. Wash sale. I got a question yesterday about wash sale. And you guys may, if you guys are trading these triple levered ETFs, you might get an alert from your brokerage account about a wash sale. What a wash sale is remember how I sold for tax loss harvesting last year? So you sell in December, TQQQ, and you sell it for a loss, and you write it off. Well, you can't trade TQQQ in the next 30 days. You can trade other stocks like it, but you can't trade the actual stock. So for instance, let's say you took a loss on NVIDIA here in January, and you don't know if you're really ready to write it off, or, it's just a loss. Let's say Intel, since Intel's down. And you take Intel, INTC is the chart pattern. And you take a loss because after their earnings, it just wasn't good, and you bought it up here at about 28 and it dipped down to 26. And so you're like, okay, let me just sell it here at 26, and I'll take the loss. Well, if you sell Intel within the next 30 days, that's what's called a wash sale. If you sell it for a gain, it's going to take that loss and add the gain to it so that you can't write the entire loss off. That's what a wash sale is. My preference has always been, if I have a wash sale and I don't like the ticker that I'm trading and I feel like I have some bad luck, I just find another ticker. So INTC, I just trade NVIDIA. I mean, for the next 30 days. TQQQ, I might just go to the Qs, or I might, find another triple levered ETF. I might trade Boyle. For instance, if you have a loss on Boyle and you want to take that, just trade UCO on oil. Trade a different one, and you can do that. But that's what a wash sale is. One thing that I wanted to talk about is this page right here, and I've got to get to it. Go to site. And Charlie talked about this on Zip Trader U last night. It was an interesting video, and it's price volume relationship. And so as you're trading, understand this chart that I'm showing right on my screen right now is what's important here. The rest of the article is really good to read, understand exactly what moves this, but price volume relationship. When the price is going up and your volume's going up, this is an upward trend. When the price is going up, but the volume's going down, get out. Because if the price is going up but the volume's going down, it doesn't indicate a bullish position. When the price is going down but the volume's going up, downward support by volume. This is looking to sell. When your price is going down and your volume's going down, supported by volume, exit. So you got 3 exits here, 1 get in. So again, volume and price are interrelated, and you can absolutely 100% use them to your advantage. But I urge you to read this article. I posted it in a private Facebook group, so if you want, go there. I'll post it down below. I wanted to make sure that I knew that. I took a picture of it last night. One thing that I wanted to say as well, TrendSpider posted GLD, high volume sell-off on Friday for gold as price gap through the low volume zone. And I think this is I think they had a daily. Let's see if this is a daily. Let me match this chart up. Yeah. So you can see GLD, which is the Spider Gold Trust. This one went from 180 down to 173. And you're seeing a gap that is between 177 and 175. Essentially what they're saying is it's gone through this price zone. So they're saying 169 is probably the next price zone. Let's pull back. Let's pull this back to about here at the highs. Yeah. So see how it broke that price zone? They're saying right here at about 170 is the next price zone where it probably pulls down to. So that's what they were saying. I thought that was interesting because I think I've seen some folks trading GLD as well. One that I'm adding to our energy list is Lithium Americas, LAC. This one's gapped up today. If it probably will, it's got a significant gap up from about 23 to 26. I haven't looked at the news, but something happened with Lithium Americas that, let's see, favorable ruling on record of decision for Thacker Pass. So there's something that happened, moved them about 10%. I moved them into our daily stock picks energy list because I do think this is a great one to trade. And remember, it's not in our core positions, but it's a great one to trade. I don't think that this one's a good one to own. I do think that you have trading opportunities in here. BP, they followed Chevron and Exxon with a major, huge earnings win. And they announced buybacks. They announced whatever. It's gapping up here from about 34 to 36. Just kind of goes with oil. They're having record profits. Even though the price of oil has gone down, these guys are still making a ton of money. Boeing, which is in our core portfolio, announced layoffs. It's up slightly, 209. I still think at some point in time you get this at about 200. Just be patient. We talked about Baidu. OSH, they're rumored to be being bought by CVS. This one has gapped up from about 26 all the way up to 34. So that's why you're seeing that huge move in this one. So just wanted to bring that up. As far as scans go, SARK is our first one that crossed up. SARK, it got you in at 39.31. It's trading right about there, 39.39. You don't have confirmation on this one. It's not above the 9-day. This entire move down has been below that. And it's just because ARKK has been on an absolute tear. ARKK, let's type that one in. SARK is the short of the ARKK fund. And you can see this one, it got below the 9-day, but you're still in this at 30.48. You do have this button hook here, and at 42, it could be pulling back. So the SRKK is one to watch if it does get confirmation. The RSI is down at 34. Your MACD's down low. It's been, again, this entire slide, that MACD has moved kind of just horizontal, which brings me up on TradingView, and I'm going to look this up. There was an interesting video, and I can post to it if you're interested, but Impulse MACD, which is on TradingView by Lazy Bear. If you guys are on TradingView, you can look at that one. It's by Lazy Bear. There was a video on that one, and it says it's more responsive than the MACD. It's called Impulse MACD, but I'll look it up on the indicators later. SRK is one. Another short triple levered ETF, SPXU, had a cross up. And that one is at, looks like a second, 1367. This one got you in at 1423, got you right out because it went down. You do have some confirmation on this one, but again, this is a triple levered short of the S&P 500. Be very careful. With Fed folks speaking, Jerome Powell speaks today, and there's several Fed governors speaking throughout the week. You could probably see this one if they get a little more hawkish, and Powell says, yeah, we've got a lot of work to do. Like Kashikari this morning said, we got to knock inflation out, and we've got a lot more work to do. We got to go well above 5%. Didn't really move the market because nobody's really believing it, but, this one could be one that you get across up here at 13 and you ride it all the way up to 16. Not unheard of, not crazy. SDS, which is another short S&P 500. This one had a cross up here at $40.12. Same thing as SPXU. Just a different kind of multiple attached to it. The one company that had a cross up was KHC. I haven't done the energy sector on this. In fact, I'll probably do the energy sector here live right now. But KHC is Kraft Heinz. This one has come off its high at 42. It's down below 40. It's at 39.94 is the buy-in. My assumption is that you've got to move down towards this 200-day, which is more at 38. Could be wrong. But this one, the algorithm makes you 19% over 1,000 candles versus buying and holding makes you 17%. The average win on this is 7%. So it hasn't been a horrible trade on this one. The algorithm has actually worked out better for you. The gaps down here between 35 and 35, 38 and 35.65, they're under the 200-day, so they're not super strong. But those are ones that you want to look at. Now, let's go to Market Scanner. Let me do I don't think I did the energy sector. Real quick, I'm going to do the energy sector live on this since we're only at 32 minutes. and you guys can see kind of how I do this. If you ever want to see it, I usually do it at the beginning of the YouTube live, and it just takes a couple of minutes. It's not long, but since BP announced earnings and we're in the current candle, there might not be a lot of movement, and I might have missed it. But yeah, I don't see anything on the energy. So again, our core portfolio here, we do have quite a bit of movement on this one. The one down, Amazon, is almost under 100. Costco is down 1%, but that one's up above 500. I said get it below. Google's hanging on by a thread to a positive gain. My belief is that is probably just because of AI. Again, AI is the new EV. Goldman Sachs, which is the weekly stock picks one. This one I haven't gotten into. I will use the 65-minute algorithm that we have based on the video that's on my YouTube, my interview with David Yoakum from TrendSpider. But GS is one that I'm going to get into for this week. He did mention to me yesterday that is significantly strong bullish signal. So I like it. I'll probably buy in small on that one. J&J, we got that one. I said buy this one at around 160. It's at 161. Moderna's up. Microsoft is up 2%. NVIDIA up is up 1%. Oxy's up 1%. Pfizer is up 0.27%. You can look at Simon Property Group is down 1%. I said, hey, hold on to that one. I don't think you're making a mistake at 126. I think you can get it a little bit lower. But while you're waiting, I mean, that 5% dividend just sounds nice. So if you have any questions, hit me up. If you made it this far, rate me. Just hit a 5-star on whatever platform you're listening. Make sure that you go over to YouTube and just subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button for me. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button. So I think I gave you some good ones. Again, if I had to pick today which one that I'm looking at some of these AI, BBAI, SOUN, AI. I would even look at Google, SECO, SECO. And I would keep an eye on Coin and Mara. I do think that those are interesting. I don't think that any of those AI minor players are ones that in my mind, I think you trade those until they start making money. If you want to invest in AI for the long term, I think it's at some of the big players. I think even Apple. Siri is horrible on Apple. Siri is just laughable on Apple. But God, imagine what Apple, if Apple were to say, hey, we just reached an agreement with ChatGPT that we're going to install this as Siri. Or if they say, Siri's going to link out to the ChatGPT bot. Imagine what that stock does with just that kind of recognition. God, that stock would be at 180 right now. Guarantee it'd move that way. But again, I would urge you to watch, and John mentions too, he was not impressed with the AI CEO last night. I wasn't either. A lot of his tone just sounded boomer to me. And it didn't sound like he was leading an AI. Who's the guy who's in charge of ChatGPT? I think, what's his name? Yeah, Sam Altman. When you listen to Sam Altman from ChatGPT, go and listen to one of his interviews versus the CEO of AI. Night and day. Absolute 100% night and day. So, and Sam Altman is somebody you invest in. The the AI CEO, not somebody I invest in. Somebody that maybe, can lead a good financial round. But, Sam Altman's the guy. I believe in AI. So, DVN, Devon Energy, is under 60. So, remember how I said buy under 60, sell over 60? Yeah, it's under 60. Right before their earnings, February 14th. And, these guys do have some exposure to natural gas, which has been sliding, which we've seen in Boyle. It's not oil like BP and Exxon and Chevron. So they do have some exposure there. But still, I think this one should be at its 200-day at 66. So you got a nice 10% move in my mind. I bought and held, and it's in a tax advantaged. It's in an IRA. So there's no reason for me to hold. I probably shouldn't buy and hold on this one. Let's see what the algorithm says real quick on this. Let's go to the strategy tester, and we'll go to the 4-hour run, and let's look. Yeah, the algorithm has you out actually at about 63. So I probably should have gotten out. I read it a little bit wrong. I thought there was going to be a button hook there back up to the 200. But again, am I upset? No. I mean, I've held on to this one for a little bit. My algorithm, the dividend's 8.6%. So I'm sure I'm going to get, if this one continues to slide, we go into earnings, I get the dividend announcement, and then I get paid the dividend, about a month after? I got this dividend here, and I probably bought more at 62. So I'm not upset. Any questions, hit me up. I think I rambled on for an extra 10 minutes. Hope you guys have a great day. Get out there, run. It is nice weather out here in Atlanta. Even if it's not nice weather out, I've been tracking towards about 10 miles a day. So get your body moving. Motion is lotion. I think that's what one of my Ironman friends used to say. When she injured her foot, she walked like 20 miles a day. Instead of like training on, she just walked. She said, motion is lotion. If I can't run because I'm going to injure myself, I'm going to rehab, but I'm going to stay active. So that's my goal. And I'll post, I've been listening to, on these walks, I've been listening to a lot of podcasts. And I'll post several of them on the private Facebook group. If you want to know how to join the private Facebook group, just click the link tree down below, and you'll see below the picture, you'll see a Facebook logo. Takes you right to the Facebook group. Just ask to be added, and when you answer the question, the host is not Jim Cramer, it is Gary. So let me know if you have any questions. Thanks, you guys. Take care. Okay, we'll share. Export song to disk. Export. Yeah, John, I saw that you were not impressed with him. I wasn't either. Honest to God, that guy changed my mind as thinking that stock's going back to 60. And John, yeah, I'd be a little bit nervous about BBAI. I don't know. Full disclosure, I don't know much about them. What I do know about AI in particular is, you're still above that 9-day. So you're right. You still have room to go. The one thing I know about a lot of these AI guys is you're fighting Google, you're fighting Microsoft, you're fighting Meta, you're fighting ChatGPT. ChatGPT, I think they said it cost them something like $3 million, $3 to $7 million per day in order to run it. These guys at BigBearAI.ai don't have the capacity to run that. And let's see, BBAI. Let's see what their mission statement is. So August, these Oppenheimer downgraded. It's $10 price to target. Yeah, this is the one with the Chief Development Officer. Artificial and machine learning for decision support. The company operates through two segments, cyber and engineering and analytics. I'd be careful. I mean, their total revenue, 194. That's not a lot. They're losing $211 million. $211 million per quarter they're losing. Yeah, probably, John. I mean, I don't know that being bought is 100%. You know, I listened to, I think it was either My First Millions or one of the other podcasts that I listened to. And there was a story about one of these entrepreneurs who just didn't want to be bought. And I got to restart Active Trader Pro. And he wound up not being bought and kind of just going through, you know, his whole thing. And I think it turned out about 800 to 900% in his favor by not being bought. He got like a couple $1 million offer early on. Or I'm sorry, a couple $100 million early on, which would have been life-changing for that particular person. But he turned it down and continued to work. And I think a year later, it was worth a couple billion. Royal Caribbean's up 8%. Skyworks up 7%. Carnival's up 5%. Oh. I had a whole bunch of new Morgan Stanley ETFs that I didn't go over either. But I am going to move you over to Active Trader Pro so I can go to Anchor and upload this podcast. And then I'm getting out of here. It's later than I wanted to. But I am going to off to banking. I'll look at it in a second. 2.7. There we go. I'm going to turn on. Do I have Elmore Heights? Let's go down. I like that. Okay, we'll put that in. Oh, move up. By the time you think about it, Larry, it's already priced in. Remember, whether your grandmother's making meatloaf for Christmas dinner is already priced into the market. Let me go to MOS. I looked at it this morning. I think you are going to have another spike in fertilizers. I mean, this spike from 43 to 50. Here, if we go to... I think you've missed the run on that one, particularly. If you look at this, prior to COVID, this was a $21 stock. What's changed from this to make this double? The only thing that's changed is the threat of grain not being exported from the Ukraine, grain not being able to be grown in the Ukraine. That's all that you've missed. You're still above your 200-day. Do I think 50 to 60 or 50 to 70 is likely? You could spike up there, but in my mind, that pre-COVID price around $35 is probably where this one should be. That's my, again, anybody in this market, they're only guessing. And I'm not a fertilizer expert. You run this on a 4-hour and you look back here in August where it spiked to 60. Do you want to put your money into this company at 50, or would you rather put your money into like a Disney, which pre-COVID was like a $200 to $150 stock? I'd rather put my money into Disney. Their earnings are coming out tonight, tomorrow. That would be my thing. Let me move you back over. I'm uploading this. Save episode, and I'm going to put in my notes. And I don't think I can put pictures in there. I don't think I can put pictures, but we'll put GLD, and we'll put this link in there. I gotta get this link. There we go. Copy, and we're gonna paste, and then okay, let's go back to Anchor, and I will grab. Wow, Hertz is up 7%. Notes. AI, BBBY. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, I think I've got everything there. I'm going to copy this. And we'll publish. Oh, what do I want to call it? AI. What's 2723? Okay. Publish. We're going to go to Twitter. I have not discussed Boyle because Boyle, I can discuss it if you want me to, Zephin, but I have not, and I hope you're enjoying your vacation. I'm just putting up the thing on Twitter, since this is where I get most of my listens from, according to Anchor. Non-subscriber listens, I should say. Seco coin. Oh no. What was this? What is going on? Oh, I don't even discuss those. I'm going to take those out. Lift I do discuss. Boom, boom. Pins, Google, we're going to take that out, we're going to take this out, we're adding in LICY. We're gonna X tweet, and then one more tweet, and then I'll get you Zephin. Boom, boom, boom. Let me move this over so I can see it, and then SQL, TQQ, QQQ, SQQ, Boil's up. Amazon, AI, not AI, AMC. I wanted to bring up Snap, AMD, Kano, CH. We'll do that. What the hell? I only have a couple more symbols now. I don't have anything that I want to put in there. Okay. I'm gonna get out of there, get out of there. Let us look at Boyle. Wow, Simon Property Group just lost all of its. So here's Boyle. Wow, Boyle on open has a huge, look at that run. So you start at 630, up at 6. You're at the high today is 677. You got all the confirmation. You got. I would trade this at about 650, and I think you'd be okay. Here's the thing you have to know. At some point, Boyle's going to $2. I mean, here, we'll go over to Safari and I'll show you. And I show this every time. Do I think you can make money with Boyle? Here is, let's wait for it to run. And Zephan, you got the same algorithms I got. You got the 4-hour algorithm, which for some reason, man, TrendSpider's just failing when I do this one. Yeah, an error with the back setting. Let's run it. Here's the 4-hour. And so you're still in, ironically, you're still in at 1403 for some reason. I don't know why this algorithm kept you in. But you absolutely should not be in. I don't see an exit here. And it's because this MACD has just not crossed down. I mean, it's so here. Price is going down, volume going up. Look for selling opportunities. Price is going down, volume's going up. Where do I think this one's going? I mean, honest to God, you got that. Then you go back to, let's go to a weekly so we can look at a weekly. And we'll take this back to prior. If you look and we just draw a trend line and you start here at the high, okay? And, oh, there you go. It drew it for me. So look, where do I think it's going? I think it's going down to $4.30. That's where you see 1, 2, 3. And you had this crazy move in natural gas. So I think it's going down to $4. Can you take your chance and buy it at $6.50 and maybe think that it gets up to $7? Sure. But do I think that that's likely? I should probably post this. You know what? I'll post this on Tom's. Let's post this. I'm not going to point it towards Tom's. I'll say. About Boyle. Boyle is boom. But with that's my best advice, Zephan. I think that's probably the best advice that I have on that one. Hopefully that's a good one. You can go read it on there. I have people waiting. Let's see. I guess I have people waiting. Great outdoors. I don't think I have anybody waiting on replies from me. All messages, Instagram comments. I hate this thing, man. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here so you guys don't read private messages. But anybody, I am out of here. It is 10:15. You guys have a great day. Hit that thumbs up button before you leave.